episode of the Dealer Playbook, a podcast that explores what it takes to create a thriving career in the retail auto industry. I'm your host, Michael Cirillo. So happy that you are here. In this episode, I want to share a secret with you about the power of proximity. Welcome back to yet another episode of the podcast. You know, when I say in the intro that I am so excited you're here listening, believe me, okay? Believe me when I tell you I am really that excited. Y'all know the mantra of the show is really finding the one, reaching you, the individual. And my highest hopes are bringing you value so that you can be enriched, empowered, and achieve your definition of success. I mean, that's really the whole point of this. By now, you probably caught on to my little ulterior motive, and that is that we don't really talk about the tactics so much on the Dealer Playbook. There's more than enough other shows that do that. We don't talk about the quick fixes necessarily, as much as I know we love those, right? I get it. It's human nature. We want that quick fix. But you probably noticed that we're speaking to things that will ultimately help you become the best you can possibly be in your role at the dealership, but more so in life. Really, this thesis, if you will, is that it's our life and it's how we choose to live our life that will actually contribute in greater part to our career in the automotive industry, not the other way around. And I think too many people have that backwards. They think, oh, if I could just make more money, if I could just get that extra tactic to go from 6 cars to 8 cars, 8 cars to 10, 10 to 12, 20, 30, 40, be the next Guinness record holder or whatever, then that will certainly solve things in my life. Now, don't get me wrong. While I appreciate the hustle, I believe and have proven time and time again that there's more to it than just the quick fix tactic. Tactics are for people that don't have the discipline to pursue long-term success. And that's really what the show's about. And that feeds into what I want to share with you today. I want to share with you the power of proximity, also the simplicity of proximity. My hope is that what I share with you today is going to help you understand how to get more of what you want and less of what you don't want. And it really does come down to the simplicity of proximity. And I hope that I can draw some real life parallels that help us understand how this can unfold in our lives. And so I guess I would start with this: proximity, right? Distance from an object, or how close or how far away you are from an object. Let's think about the proximity of Earth to the sun. It just so happens that the Earth is within the right proximity to the sun in order to sustain life. Any closer to the sun and we burn up. Further away from the sun, we freeze to death. We are in the appropriate proximity to what we need, both cold and hot, in order to sustain life. I think that's so interesting, and we might circle back to some deeper levels of that proximity that we're talking about, kind of the right amount. The 3 bears: too hot, too cold, just right. Because I do believe there is a just right when it comes to proximity. But then let's think about proximity to fire. If you are cold and you need warmth, the closer to fire you get, the warmer you become. The more intensity of heat you will feel. The further away, the colder you get. Simple as that. So I think we're all riding the same wave at this point about the simplicity of proximity. But let's translate this now to everything that's going on in your life, in your career, and in the world. It's crazy to me because I think inherently each of us is born great. Our first experience in mortality is one of triumph, not defeat. We pass through the valley of the shadow of death. I almost started doing the whole Gangster's Paradise rap, but we pass through that valley of the shadow of death. It is intense. It is a challenge. And the only reason you are listening to this right now is because you rose triumphant over that challenge. You were a victor. You are a victor. And then the world creeps in and you learn fear and you learn behaviors and you learn patterns and you adopt those patterns and you develop habits. And while that's all happening, we never really anticipate the importance of proximity in all of that. You see, a habit is simply behavior. It's a pattern based off of what you chose to bring yourself into close proximity with repeatedly. It's learned. Habits can be broken. Habits can be formed. Look at what's happening in the world. There's so many people out there that are so negative. Look at Facebook. I mean, we're right near to an election in the United States, which always has such a keen way of overtaking the world. And it's polarizing and it's crazy and it's intense and it's negative and it's bashing and it's not super productive in my opinion, but you know me, I make a point of not speaking about politics. However, look at the anger and the people that are living in a state of constant negativity. Why do you think that is? It's because they are making a choice. Listen carefully. They are making a choice to bring themselves into close proximity with more of the things and the information and the people and the mindsets and the behaviors that make them mad, that make them angry. Right? You hear what I'm saying? Now let's think about this in terms of your career. Why is it that successful people continue to get more success at an accelerated rate, while negative people continue to spiral out of control? It is because in the same way that getting near the fire brings you warmth and getting further away gives you cold, successful people choose to bring themselves into close proximity of the things they want and the things that will map to their definition of success. If you want more negativity, which is, by the way, a weird thing to want, in my opinion, if you want more negativity, bring yourself into close proximity with negativity. If you want more positivity, if you want to be enriched, empowered, bring yourself into close proximity with information, resources, people that are positive. That is the simple secret of proximity. You want more money? Bring yourself into close proximity with money or where you can get the money. And you might be thinking, well, how do I do that, Cirillo? I'm only selling 6 cars a month as it is, and I need to break 8. And my break even really is I need to do 10, right? Because once I do 10, I make X, and X, minus taxes gives my family this much money to earn. Well, it is as simple as then you need to choose to bring yourself into proximity with the actions, the behaviors, the mindset, the attitude of the money, of the people who have the money. I speak a lot about building relationships of trust on the show. And building relationships of trust, or building out your network and having long-term lasting relationships, really is the simplicity of it is really bringing yourself into proximity with the behaviors, mindset, attitudes, actions that will help people feel comfortable around you and trust you. And we know that people purchase vehicles, products, and services from other people that they both like and trust. And so if you're sitting here thinking, man, at time of recording this, it's the end of October. You're going, man, I didn't make it this month. Last week of the month, end of month. Crap, you're feeling the end of the month blues. But you're also wondering, what can I do in November or the beginning of whatever month you're going into at time of listening to this? What can I do in this new month to change? What I would say is you need to think about proximity. What does your morning routine look like? Is your morning routine your eyes opening and then looking straight at your cell phone and then getting stuck in the trap? Or are you investing in yourself? Are you learning? Are you educating? Are you exercising? Are you expressing gratitude? Are you thinking about what you're grateful for? Are you meditating? Are you doing any of these things that will have a positive impact on your life? What choice are you making to start your day? And are you showing up with the mind of those choices. In other words, you roll out of bed, you look at your cell phone, you get stuck in the drama, you just went on a political rant, and now you're showing up to the office. Like, how do you think you're going to feel when you show up to work? You're going to feel ready to roll? You're going to be on fire? Ready to sell some cars? Ready to be the best service advisor you can possibly be? Or are you going to feel like you didn't get enough sleep last night? I know this is sounding a little bit like a rant, and that's not the intention. My hope is that this can be a wake-up call about how simply it can be to shift the trajectory of your life predicated upon the principle of proximity. I would suggest, and I've done this, and by the way, it's not super exciting to do and sometimes a little bit painful, is take inventory on where you're at and change or choose to change some of the behaviors that you believe are not bringing you into proximity of the things that you want. That is the power of proximity. Bring yourself closer due to the actions that you take. Bring yourself closer to the things that you want so that you can get more of or be exposed to more of what you want. Choose to get far away from the things that you don't want, and you will start to get less of those things. You don't want drama in your life? Get away from the people, information, products, services that bring you drama. Say goodbye. Bye. Right? Get away from it. What are you doing? If you want more happiness, joy, fulfillment, prosperity, success, happiness, peace, joy, choose now. This very minute, choose now what actions you can take that will bring you into proximity of those things. Instead of maybe listening to, destructive information on your way to work, start listening to positive information. Start consuming positivity in all of its forms, okay? Start consuming it. Make it a part of you. If you don't have a morning routine, choose to create a morning routine. Exercise. Get your body moving. Get your mind moving. Enlighten yourself. Read books. Do all of the things you know. Join the Chamber of Commerce. Make some new acquaintances. Meet some new friends. Meet some new like-minded people. Go to meetups.com and see if there are any meetups happening with other like-minded individuals. Network. Build your network. Build relationships. Choose to be a good person. Do the tough stuff, right? You know the patterns. You've heard it all. I'm not saying anything new, but I felt it was important. As I was sitting in my office today and I was clacking away at the keyboard and talking to clients and having meetings and doing all of that there was a common theme. Oh, yeah, I don't want that. I don't like the way that makes me feel. And then somebody else would say, yeah, we need to do less of that and more of this. It's all about proximity, guys. It's all about proximity. So if you're listening to this and you're wondering, what can I do to get more of what I want? It is a matter of what actions are you choosing to take that will bring you closer to the thing that you want. That's it. That is the simplicity of proximity. Listen, I hope you get a ton of value out of this message. I hope it got you thinking. I hope you're going, dang, that sounds really simple. That's where I want you to stop. I don't want you to overthink it. You know that when you overthink, you underact. If you know that there are changes needed, then guess what? The simple answer is you need to change. Brian Tracy, I think it was Brian Tracy, and we can fact check this after we produce this, but I think it was Brian Tracy that said, if you want the things in your life to change, you need to change the things in your life. And it really is as simple as that. So I hope this got you thinking. I hope you're moving in the right direction. I hope you are doing well. I hope you are well. I hope that you understand how powerful you are. I hope you understand that the mission of the Dealer Playbook is to bring you information that's going to help elevate you, encourage you, motivate, inspire you. That is the purpose of this show, to help you achieve that long-term sustainable success. And gosh, man, I love you. I know that's why I bring you this information every single week and have been doing it since 2014? Holy moly. Can you believe we're going into our 7th year? I could not be more appreciative of you for tuning in, for subscribing, hint, hint, nudge, nudge, for leaving that rating and review. It means the world to me. I hope you are doing well. I hope that you keep the playbook open and dominate. I'm Michael Cirillo, and you've been listening to the Dealer Playbook podcast. If you haven't yet, please click the subscribe button wherever you're listening right now. Leave a rating or review and share it with a colleague. If you're ready to make big changes in your life and career and want to connect with positive, nurturing automotive professionals, join my exclusive DPB Pro community on Facebook. That's where we share information, ideas, and content that isn't shared anywhere else. I can't wait to meet you there. Thanks for listening.